Lanzamiento, aquí viene un batazo de Mundico entre right center field, la bola pica, se extiende, viene anotando Stott, empata el juego, también manda para la bola Turner anota y los Phillies se van arriba. Se prepara, Mundito en segunda, el lanzamiento, batazo profundo para el center field, la bola se va, Schwarber Bob, ¡campanazo! Aquí viene el lanzamiento, swing y lo ponchó. Ponche de Alvarado, amigos.
Everyone, and welcome to Phillies Weekly. It's a pleasure to be here. Luke Arcaini from Crossing Broad is in the house. Jeff is at the stadium. He hasn't come out of the stadium. You know how that guy is, Luke. I mean, he's always spending all this time. I mean,
on his own time,
talking to all the players and all that. Look, interesting week, or interesting, I would say, 2 weeks since we left the All-Star break. Since the All-Star break, the Phillies are 3-6. We had lost 4 straight games, and this team, and it was everywhere. I mean, defense. I mean, the lack of fundamentals was incredible, Luke. We were not hitting in full cylinders until it's interesting. When we hit, I mean, we scored 10 runs against the Dodgers in one game. We scored today 11 runs, but we're not bringing everything together on a consistent basis, game by game. I think a lot has to do with the type of pitching that we're facing. But how you doing, brother? How's it going?
Doing good, Oscar. Thanks for having me again. It's just they're in one of those funks, I think. One of the things you always heard Rob Thompson a lot talk about the highs and lows. He always loved to preach about the highs and lows. And while people started to, get tired of it, it really is true. It's such a 6.5 months filled with just the highest of highs, the lowest of lows, and everything in between.
It's a marathon.
It is a marathon. It's absolutely a marathon. And it's interesting because you see some of the teams that treat it like a sprint, and it doesn't end up going well for them in the end. But yeah, the good teams know it's a marathon. You're not going to win every night. You're going to lose 4 in a row. You're going to lose 6 in a row. You're going to win 9 in a row. It's all going to happen. Right now they're in a little bit of a rut, but it was nice to see them really break out on offense tonight.
Yeah, I mean, against Warren, it's a good pitcher, not the best pitcher of the Yankees. I mean, we couldn't do anything a couple of days ago against that guy, man. That guy is a special, man. He's as nasty as they come. And the reality is, when you start looking, I mean, I'm looking at some. We'll put some stats out there for everybody, kind of to kind of look at some of the things that are happening on this team. And I think we're going to have a shorter version program today, but I want us to focus on the trading deadline. What are the true priorities of this team? Because there's a lot of needs on this team. The question is, I mean, Dombrowski is not going to be able to go after everything. I mean, that's a reality. One thing that I wanted to kind of see here is, look, there is a reality on this team. When I look at a Bryce Harper in the month of July, his OPS is 557. I mean, he's not having a good July. Other guys like Schwarber are basically slightly above average of OPS. So your big hitters, the guys that brought you here, are not hitting. And Brandon March is on a significant slump that we can talk more about it. I think he's on a platoon role right now. So look, there's again, it's a long season. Harper and Schwarber had tremendous May and June. I mean, that got us into winning. But right now we're not hitting in full cylinders, and we're not necessarily pitching in full cylinders. I don't think Christopher Sanchez is, in the last few outings, I have not seen him as sharp. I mean, Wheeler is amazing. I mean, Wheeler, I'm telling you, Wheeler, I've said it since day one. The most valuable player on this team. His name is Zach Wheeler. That guy is so special, man. What a pitcher.
It's pretty funny too. And I saw this conversation had a couple weeks ago. It's pretty funny that the guy that started the All-Star game might not start game 1 of a playoff series.
I mean, it's a reality.
It's pretty crazy. And it's very up in the air. Like, either way, it could be Sanchez, it could be Wheeler. Either is fine. But I can't imagine there's been many situations where the starter that went into the playoffs healthy did not start game 1 of their series, not due to, some sort of scheduling conflict. Luckily the Phillies have those 2 to 3 guys holding down the top of the rotation, because one of the biggest, issues right now is that fourth and fifth spot, but really the 5th spot. They're not getting anything out of that 5th spot. They're 0-11 in their last 11 games from the 5th starter. They've scored 20 runs in those 11 games total. And that's the thing, the guy, the Brian Kellers, the Alan Ronhells, the Andrew Painters, right? They're not giving you great
depth. There's no depth. I mean, they can pitch 3-4 innings, are going to allow 1 or 2 or 3 runs, and then you're in trouble.
But it's funny because if you go back and look at a bulk of those last 11 games by the 5th starter, a lot of it has been on the offense.
Yeah, we have not been hitting.
Been on the offense. So they're skidding a little bit. Hey, maybe skidding into the trade deadline is good. I don't know. Would you rather go real hot into the trade deadline, or would you rather skid off a little now, a week before it to show that they need improvements on this team?
Look, what Danny's saying here, I think this is something that when we start the discussion about the trading deadline, I want us to think of this. Yeah. This team needs to start thinking differently than the way. And I know we want to have Buxton here, and he's the big name guy. He'll be a center fielder. He's another huge salary guy. He's never played in a big market, which is the other big piece. I mean, can he play the same way in Philly that he does in Minnesota? I mean, that's to be determined. I do believe the guy's extremely, extremely talented, and he definitely will solve multiple problems if we bring him here in the middle of the order, hitting between Harper and Schwarber and all the things. But the question is, are you going to give away the farm against this, or start thinking differently about it? Because I do believe we need a lot of things, and not just a lot of things, a lot of quantity of things. Relief pitching. I mean,
they need a lefty.
Is Durant? No. But is Durant and nobody else? Yeah. Who are you going to? Let me ask you a question. We're playing the Dodgers. We're in game 4, game 5 of a 7-game series, and you need to win that game. Who are the relief pitchers? I mean, do you throw
the two you trust right now are Durant and Jonathan Bolin, and that's it.
How many times Bolin have done it?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
exactly. They need a reliever. They need, bottom line, they need multiple relievers.
Exactly. And that's the point that I wanted to bring when we have this discussion. We need multiple relievers, and we're going to have to think out of the box to get into those things. And let's go quickly into this. Just kind of review. Let me pull this up, and we'll review quickly. So I have the 3 series, right? I have the Mets series. The Mets win the first game 4-1. We win the second game 6-1, and then the Mets lose the third game 6-1. Awful. I mean, it's as awful as it can get, losing to the Mets at home. Then we play the Dodgers, who scored 10 runs in the first game. We have to score 10 runs because the Dodgers scored 7. Yeah. And we'll talk about the pitching and who was pitching in all those games, because that's the Christopher Sanchez game, which I found it amazing that they were able to score 7 runs. And then we go into the typical game, right? We go Robleski, left-handed pitcher. He's having a great year, 11-2, 2.62 ERA. He goes against the man, Zach Wheeler. Zach Wheeler gives you 7 innings, of incredible pitching, and you cannot win the game. It's pitiful. And then you go in and you lost the last game. It's a NOLA game. Another lefty, Lauder, goes in there, and a journeyman comes in there and beats you. I come out of that series and said, I was in the Phillies fastball show with Mike Gill and the team in 97.3. I said, look, the Phillies are not better than the Dodgers. They cannot beat the Dodgers in a series. Then you go and you bring the Yankees. The Yankees without Judge, without Stanton. Well, we're going to win 2 out of 3 at least. Wow, you lose the first game, 1-zip. Luzardo with a masterpiece. 7 innings, 9 strikeouts. You're not able to win that game. And then you go in, and yesterday you lose 3-1. I mean, look, that was the game that you were supposed to lose because that's the fifth starter game with a Keller. And then Sanchez today was okay. I don't think it was as sharp as it's been throughout the year in the last two outings for him. But you win the game, and you go home, you go happy. I mean, Stott looks like the second baseman of the future. I mean, 6 RBIs. I mean, he can do that at least every other week. I think we'll be in good shape.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
He's the next Bryce Harper in the team. Look, this team is so strange as the way. So we lose 1-0 and we lose 3-1, and then we win 11-4, and then we win the 10-7, but we lose the low-scoring games, the 2-1 game, and the same thing in this series with the Mets. So look, we're not hitting. I mean, that's the bottom line. We're not hitting. And hello, let me give you a wake-up call. Take a look at the right-hand side of this column, because the right-hand side of this column is a comparison of one team versus the other. The upper part is hitting. The bottom part is pitching. So run scores. The Dodgers score 5.15 runs a game. They're 4th in baseball. The Phillies, and I did this today so I could have the latest numbers. The Phillies prior to this game, 4.28 runs. We score almost a run less than the Dodgers. We're 19th in baseball scoring runs. Our OPS is 24th. There's his second. Bingo. They strike out only 20.6% of the time. We strike out 23.9. They're 5th. We're 25th in baseball. They get on base via base on balls. Look where the Phillies are, 28th in baseball. Yeah. Home runs, yeah, we can do it. We can do it with the best of them. And extra base hits, I think we're okay with that. I mean, we hit a lot more home runs than doubles and triples. But and then our pitching has been very inconsistent this year. You have a great month, and I'll show you that in the next slide. 17. We're 17th, 11th, our starting pitching. They have significantly improved throughout the year, and our relief pitching had a time where we were in the top 15 or so, but the last month, I mean, it has gone down massively. Take a look at what the Dodgers are. 1st, and Edwin Diaz is coming to a theater near you. So no, he's coming. He's coming. He's already throwing in the minor leagues. Yankees, look at the Yankees. These are the teams that you're going to have to beat to be able to win a World Series. Yeah. And we lose 4 out of 6 games against them. So
it is kind of funny too, because that Yankees offensive numbers they don't seem right, because that offense isn't that good. But
it's not. I agree.
Ours is just worse. The biggest thing for me right now is this team just doesn't get on base. They're constantly up there with nobody on base. They have the worst on base percentage in baseball. It's extremely concerning. They do not get on base. Other than your guys that, big names, right? Schwarber gets on base. Bryce gets on base. That's it. Those are the only guys that get on base. Brandon Marsh, got on base first 3.5 months of the year. Yeah, 25 games, he scored 1 run or less. It's not good.
I heard. Look at it. Read what it says there, because I
25 games. 25 games that they scored 1 run or less.
That's crazy.
What's been really bothering me recently is,
thank you, Kevin.
They can't hit lefties, right? They haven't been able to hit lefties for 3.5 years. Bryce looks lost against lefties right now. Schwarber looks fine, but it's not the Schwarber against lefties that it's been the last 2 years. Marsh is struggling again against lefties. Your whole outfield's basically in a platoon at this point. They can't hit lefties, and they can't hit velocity. And that's the concerning part, right? They hit Skeens a couple times this year, but Skeens also isn't having a fantastic year. They haven't hit Mizorowski. They haven't hit Chase Burns. They haven't hit Schlittler, right? They're not hitting these righties that throw.
They're not hitting the good pitching. They're not hitting good pitching.
They're only hitting average right-handed pitching. And when you get to the playoffs, you're not going to see average right-handed pitchers. You're going to see good righties that throw fast, right? You're going to see Schlittler if you find your way into the World Series. Yep. You're going to see Mizorowski in the divisional round, right? You're going to see these guys. And if you're not seeing them on the Brewers, you're going to see Kyle Harrison, right? You're going to see these big-time lefties that
Mizorowski, man, he threw like 60 pitches,
66 fastballs today. Every single one was 100 or more. Phillies aren't touching that. That's the thing. They're not touching it. They look late. They look like they're sleepwalking. And yet this was a very good offensive night. It was a lot of Alec Boehm and a lot of Bryson Stott.
Yeah, I was listening to Joey Votto, by the way. Very good insights from him. I really like what I heard from him.
Joey Votto, I think he's going to be great. I thought he was really good. I think it's going to take some time just to, get used to the mic. I think it takes everyone a little bit of time, but sure. I think a year or two down the line, he's going to be a really good analyst. I think is going to find his way into
he knows the game. I mean, he knows the game. Really he's been there. He knows what to expect. He knows how hitters should approach things. I thought that was, and John Kruk, man, he is the best, man.
I know. Kruk and someone was talking about, I forget what they were talking about. And Joey Votto basically told him to shut up because he was trying to watch Bryce Harper hit. It was really funny.
Yeah, no, and he actually said, I disagree with you. I think it was Warren developing, I don't know, a new pitch. And he said, by the time Warren develops a new pitch, I'll be out of baseball.
Yeah.
I love the guy, man. I love that guy, man. That guy is the best, man. I'm telling you. And I know him well personally. I mean, he is as good as he's as funny and as fun to be around as you see on TV. I mean,
and it's hilarious. It's so funny when they make him wear a suit too, because he looks so uncomfortable in a suit. It's hilarious. It's funny. He's got his hair slicked back. He can't wear his hat. It's so funny watching him on this national broadcast.
So look, here are the numbers, right? I mean, the numbers, I think the most important thing consistently, we're not hot right now. We're 9-11 in the last 20 games, 4-6. Unfortunately, the Braves have played better and we have let us slip. So we were 2 games behind. Now we're 6 on the loose column. So not fun, but the Braves almost lost to the Orioles today. They were up 2-0 in the 8th inning. They allowed them to score 2 runs in the bottom 2 innings, and they went into extra innings. And the Orioles had Gunnar Henderson at the plate. Listen to this. Gunnar Henderson at the plate with the bases loaded and no outs in the top of the 10th inning, or in the bottom of the 10th inning. He hit a rope to first base. Olson got the ball. Alonso was running at first. He tagged double play, and then they made the last out, man. Don't ask me.
You want to talk about really fast a guy who's having a brutal year is Henderson. He's just complete opposite from what he was last year.
He's lost millions. I mean, him and I remember Scott Boras saying him or Ellie De La Cruz were going to be the first $1 billion players. Well, by the way, with the new CBA, I don't think
neither of them, and neither of them are going to be $1 billion players.
Neither of them. So look, the issue with the lefty continue. I think the most important thing on this slide is the issue in July. Even though last year we were 11-12, so we did not have a good July. We're 9-11 right now in the month of July, but again, we're 3-6 since the All-Star break. We need to start playing better baseball. We were able to win. After the break, we were 1 game ahead in the division, and then we took off in the month of August and September. So that's kind of the reality of things. So here is interesting. This week we hit 466, but it's in 3 games.
Yeah, I don't even want to look at that run scored number.
Yeah, no, I got it. And then look, we're not good on the allowing 4.3 runs, so that's why we had. I mean, look, we're 1-2 and 2. That's a 3-6. We start after the All-Star break. We won't spend much time here. So let's go into this. It's interesting. Look at July. Look at the numbers in July for hitting and for pitching. I mean, it's just atrocious.
Look at that on base percentage for the whole year. That's the number that stands out to me. And I know July, we're looking at July, but 30th, 27th in April, 29th in May, 11th. They had a good June at the plate.
Yeah, they did. They did, and you had a tremendous May pitching. I mean, you had a tremendous May pitching. Those are the two things that stand out in the year: is your June hitting and your May pitching that got you into places.
They have a 294 on base percentage in the month of July. It's just it's not going to get the job done. You're not, and especially right now because your big guys aren't just hitting the ball out of the yard, right? Schwarber's in a little bit of a home run slump. Harper hit one the other night, but he only has like one in the month of July, something like that, right? These guys aren't just crushing the ball. This is what happens when the Phillies are in their slumps and they can't just hit the ball over the fence. They can't find ways on base.
Here's the dilemma, Luke. Here is the big dilemma with this whole thing. Are you willing? Look, the window, there's no doubt that this window is shutting down very quickly.
Yeah.
The question is, do you forget about the farm system? You have one of the worst farm systems in baseball. Do you forget about the farm system and sell everything that is out there? Or the other way around, you be smart and creative about how you solve for this. It's a tough spot to be in.
The big thing is you have to figure out what you want to go after. Because and I know that's pretty obvious, but you have to make the decision if you want to go all in on your pitching staff and you want to go, because here's the thing. They're not going to be able, let's just throw out hypothetical names here. They're not going to be able to get both Byron Buxton and Tarek Skubal, right? And I don't think they should trade for Skubal in the first place. But
I agree.
Say that was on the table. If you go for Skubal, you immediately put yourself into some sort of platoon outfielder. And if you trade all your big names for Skubal or a guy like Joe Ryan or something along those big name arms, right? You have to start getting creative with how you're going to deal to make this team better. And I talked about this the other day, right? If a deal comes along and Alec Boehm has to come onto the table, right? You have to start thinking about these expiring contracts, right? You might run into a situation where you might have to deal off of your major league roster. And that's not something that Dave Dombrowski has done since he's been here at the trade deadline specifically. Yeah. He has not dealt off of his major league roster. And yeah, when you're, a team that's winning and a team that's in a playoff spot and you're trying to get better, you tend to trade prospects before you trade from your big league roster, because usually you have an elite big league roster when you're a good team. But they don't have this elite roster right now, right? They have a couple expiring contracts, right? Alec Boehm's an expiring contract, and Mundo Sosa
will be a free agent in 2 years.
Stott will be a free agent after next year, right? If a deal comes along and you see, obviously, they're basically playing Bryson Stott every day at this point, right? They have Brian De La Cruz in the outfield to hit lefties.
I like Brian De La Cruz. I think he can be an asset
in the outfield to hit lefties, right? You have those two outfield left-handed hitting or righties that hit lefties option. That's when you maybe get into the thought of seeing the value of Edmundo Sosa, right? Because what's realistically right now, Edmundo Sosa, Brian De La Cruz, Derek Hill, they're basically all the same player, right? Yeah, they're guys that are playing. To me, Sosa's played more outfield over the last 3 months than
that's a waste. That to me is a waste. I mean, that's not his position.
At this point, right? There would be some sort of value out there for Edmundo Sosa, not as some big headliner in a package, but that's where Dave Dombrowski is going to have to get creative. If a deal comes along for a reliever and you just send a bunch of prospects for a bat, send Edmundo Sosa out on an expiring contract. You have Derek Hill to play the outfield to hit lefties, and you have Brian De La Cruz, right? They have to get creative at the trade.
Yeah, but you need a backup infielder that can support.
That's the thing you do. But they got to start getting creative because they don't have 25 prospects that they can just throw out all over the place.
Say, look, here's kind of where we are. To me, and I don't mind being in the wild card and even having to play in the wild card. I don't care. I mean, to be honest with you, to me, it's about making the playoff at this stage. And the question is, okay, you make the playoff, but take a look at runs scored per game and ERA. Look, we're in the middle of the pack. I mean, yellow's in the middle of the pack. I mean, look at the Braves are 5. Look at the Nationals, 5.5 runs per game. They're the best team in baseball. We're scoring 1.2 runs less than they do.
Yeah.
But then the Braves are, I think, like 4th or 5th in ERA. We're 420. We're like in the middle of the pack. But our relief pitching, I don't trust our relief pitching one bit, man. Outside of Duran, I don't trust it.
Yeah.
I don't trust it. I mean, and I know there are names that we're going to talk in a second. I was waiting for Jeff to join us to talk about names, but hopefully he can join us momentarily. But look, the reality is this is where you are, right? And I think, look, it's amazing. Look at they have lost the last 12 games. The Marlins, the hottest team in baseball in the month of June. Hello.
That's baseball.
That's right.
Baseball.
That's baseball at its best, man. That's beautiful.
I am absolutely shocked that the Marlins found their way back to under 500.
It's amazing.
I mean, taste the sarcasm.
12 in a row. 12 in a row.
That's not.
They were
good.
10 games above, dude.
They were 52 and 42. Yeah,
they were 10 games above.
They were 52 and 42, and now they're 52 and 54.
It's amazing. It's amazing. The same thing with the Nationals. The Nationals don't have any pitching. I mean, Foster, I think Danny was mentioning about Foster Griffin. I mean, look, it's an option. I mean, there's a lot of people are looking. There's a lot of people are looking at Foster Griffin, not just the Phillies. And that's where the creative component comes into this. Look, here's what our projections are right now. So FanGraph, I mean, we are 87 and 75 right now based on how we've played the last few days. 92 and 70 is the Braves. They have a 5-game lead supposedly based on FanGraph projections. Look, this number was, I think it was like 70 and 50 before the All-Star break.
Yeah.
Now it's 83 and 16. I mean, look, we got to play better ball, man. Yeah. Simple as that. Here's the wild card. And here's kind of where the Phillies are. I think the Phillies are in a good spot. I don't see the Pirates or the Nats or the Cards or even the Padres, I mean, catching up the Phillies. I mean, I just don't see it. Diamondbacks, the same thing. All these teams are going to fight for that last spot. And that's what
I'll be honest. The only team I think you have to worry about on the right side of the screen is the Padres if they end up buying at the trade deadline.
And they're supposed to be selling. I mean, I'm hearing
they're
more on.
I'll tell you this: the Padres,
pitching.
The Padres are one of the most interesting teams for what happens over the next week.
I agree.
Because if all of a sudden they rip off like 6 wins this week, they're like 6 games over 500, and they're probably in a wild card spot. You can't sell. You can't sell if you're the Padres in that spot. So the next week gets very interesting for. Specifically in the NL right here, the Pirates, the Nationals, the Cardinals, and the Padres. Those are the 4 teams where the next week is extremely interesting.
I think the Marlins are going to sell. I think based on where they are, I think that's a smart GM. He used to play for the Rays. This guy's playing the long-term Rays. I would not be surprised somebody like Alcantara.
I think if they were smart, they would trade Alcantara, especially with the year he's having. They could get a serious haul back for him. The next week, this is honestly the most intriguing week for me always. And not just because all the trade stuff comes out, but it's so interesting to see, this is a very important week for those top teams that are just out of the wild card because not like 6 games in a season really matter, like the Phillies when they lose 6 in a row. Doesn't really matter because they'll just come back out and, win 5, 6, whatever. A 6-game stretch in a 162-game season doesn't mean much. But this is one of the lone 6-game stretches that means a lot for some teams.
I agree 100% with you. I do believe that these 5 teams are selling. Yeah. The rest are probably going to be strategic about how they approach it. I think the Nats are in a great. The
Rockies have a good amount of pieces to sell too. They have a couple guys on that team that they could get. The Mets desperately want to get rid of Luis Robert Jr. They have some relievers they're going to sell too, probably.
No gracias. You like that one? No gracias, man.
Yeah, that's been 4 years on this show of saying Luis Robert Jr. Or whatever.
No, thank you. No, thank you.
Yeah, the Giants, Heliot Ramos will probably be one of their top guys. I thought I saw something today that says they're holding on to Jung-Hoo Lee.
Yeah, I saw that as well.
The Reds, it's probably Spencer Steer and
Oh,
pitching.
man, I love Spencer Steer. That guy gives you so much flexibility. He could be the third baseman of next year. I mean, he could be. I mean, that guy can play you first, third. He can play you third. He's a third baseman that can play the outfield, any of the corner outfielders, and can play first base. Yeah. Very flexible guy. Love his bat. I mean,
he's 2 years more of arbitration as well. He's only in his first year of arbitration.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If they're gonna sell him, they're gonna sell it at a high price because he's good.
Under control through 2028. So whoever gets him has this year and then 2027 and 2028. So
look, what I did here, because again, I don't want us to spend too much time on this, but I wanted us to look at here's where this team is in hitting. I mean, this is probably I was bad enough that I did not put the 19 in yellow. It should have been the yellow, the 19, the 4.28 runs. But everything else,
their runs per game deserves to be in red, no matter what number it is.
I mean, batting average. I mean, on base percentage, the worst team in baseball. We're 24th in OPS. We're 20th in OPS against right-handed pitching. We're 23rd in OPS against left-handed pitching. We're 4th in OPS with runners in scoring position, but we're the team that put the least amount of runners in scoring position. The chase rate is way up there. Now we're 29.
They're good. They're good at hitting with runners in scoring position.
Awful, dude.
When they're in scoring position, but they're never in scoring position.
I mean, hello. I mean, that's what you need runners. That's what you said. You need guys that get on base.
Yeah, they don't have guys that get on base. The biggest number here that honestly is a shock to me, and I didn't realize it was this low, is the fact that they're 20th in OPS against righties.
Yes.
Like they're not even hitting righties well. They're barely hitting righties better than they're hitting lefties, and they can't hit lefties. Like they're just not.
Look at the chase rate, the whiff, the percentage of K on the base on balls. That is awful. I mean, it's like just like this is, I would equal this to the Nationals pitching. I mean, how bad they are. I mean, that's how bad the thing is.
Oh, yeah.
So you have Schwarber and Harper. When they get hot, you're able to win because they can hit home runs. If that doesn't happen, you can call it a night. I mean, even though I know Turner is hitting much better in the last few weeks. I mean, this is bad. This is really, really bad. And the plate discipline is horrendous. I mean,
but even like what's concerning to me is Bryce Harper has a 977 OPS against righties.
Lefties is awful.
He has a 625 OPS against lefties. Like, that is a number that if his name wasn't Bryce Harper, he would be platooning right now. That is a platoon number.
And the other interesting thing on the splits, Stott is our best hitters with runners in scoring position.
Yeah, and honestly, it's funny. That's been like that for a while.
He has.
Him and Alec Boehm have always had good numbers with runners in scoring position. But here's where things get concerning for me with the lefties and I'm trying to pull this up and it's being annoying. But specifically against lefties, right? Schwarber had that great year, even the year before, but last year he was really, really good against lefties.
This year is good. He's good.
962 against lefties this year, which is still pretty ridiculous. Bryson Stott is the next best hitter on the team against lefties with a 750 OPS. That's my issue. Are you going to sacrifice the minor league system of this team? And I know they will. Okay, I'm not saying that they're not. Are you going to sacrifice the minor league system of this team to fix what's broken? Yeah.
I mean, look, can we win a series? Yes. If Schwarber and Harper get hot and Turner gets hot, we can win a series. There's no doubt about that. But are we going to win 4 series to win the World Series? Big question mark. A huge question mark.
But at the same time, too, like do you know if you can even say that anymore? Like, we've seen the series that Harper and Schwarber get hot and they still lose because they come up because they get on base and they can do all this. Harper can rip double after double after double, and Schwarber can hit homers. But if these guys are on base, other guys have to bring them in, and that's been such the issue over the years. Is you get in the playoffs and Harper's always on base and Schwarber's always on base, and Marsh finds his way on base, and these guys can't get him in. I mean, look at the OPS from your catcher position. Like, it's 565. It's just, it's not good enough. It's not good enough.
It's not good enough, and that's why I put catcher among the. I'm not saying that we should go after a catcher. I just put catcher out there among a potential position that we might necessarily are going to target. If not now, during next year, I don't know. It's just
if the Phillies had a good bullpen and Andrew Painter was still up in the majors having a good season, a catcher would be a priority for them. But they have too many more needs to go find a catcher. And that's the issue. Because if you had a rotation of Wheeler, Sanchez, Luzardo, Painter, Nola right now, and Brad Keller was still healthy, pitching well, and Jose Alvarado has had a really good year, you're going to look for a catcher because that has to be in the bottom 5 of baseball. And that's just a guess. And I'm assuming that I guessed correct. That has to be a bottom 5 OPS.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure it is. I haven't looked at it, but I'm sure it is.
Yeah, it's just
let's look at so here's where we are with our hitting, right? I mean, we've seen some improvements here from Turner, and I was nice enough to put it in yellow. The average in MLB is around 715, so I put him in yellow. I should have probably put the 8th hitter also in yellow, but I didn't. But one thing that is very concerning is that March is slumping now.
Yeah.
And that's basically you have Schwarber and Harper and then the rest of this team, it's a 2-man show. I mean, in a team, in a game that is team related, I mean, it is very, very concerning. Here's where our pitching is. We're 17th in all baseball in ERA. Starting pitching is at 12. We're number 1 in strikeouts and number 6 in base on balls, least amount of base on balls among our starting pitcher. We're 8th in innings pitch. So our starting pitching, you can see it. I mean, the combination of Wheeler, Sanchez, and Luzardo is a tremendous combination. You can go anywhere, but you need to be that combination needs to be backed up by a very good bullpen to be able to win if you're not going to be able to hit. And that is the reality of it. And our relief pitching is 23rd in ERA right now. And, I mean, we're okay, 9th in base on balls. We're only 24th. We're 9th in base on balls. We're 24th in total innings. So I think we have a relief corp that strikes out a lot because it's significantly lower than this number. So, look, our relief pitching is an issue, and that's the reality. So let's talk about the trading deadline here. And this, to me, are the 4 areas of focus, in my opinion. I mean, we can discuss which one comes first, which one comes second. I saw your comment, Danny. I'll put it in a minute. So to me, relief pitching is priority number 1, a 4.40 ERA, 23rd in baseball. We have 39 save opportunities. We've saved 29. So we're letting some of the games in the 7th and 8th inning escape from potential saving games. So it's something that we're going to have to address.
Yeah.
The other thing is the hitter. I mean, 30th in OPS, we need hitters that get on base. We need at least a couple of hitters that get on base if we're going to if we want to truly solve that. There could be complemental. I was looking at this, and I thought I would love your thoughts on this, Luke. Look at the bench of the Dodgers. Miguel Rojas.
It's ridiculous.
Tommy Edmonds. I mean, and Kike Hernandez. I mean, those guys are veterans that know how to play the game, that can play starters or reserve roles and can win you game. Who won the Dodgers the 7th game of the Toronto series? Miguel Rojas.
I was watching I can't remember what Dodgers game it was. I think it was Wednesday. I was watching with my dad, and they put a graphic up of like the Dodgers' entire offensive roster. And my dad looks at me and goes, their 3 bench guys would be starters on this team.
I mean,
and I was like,
Tommy Edmonds, I would love to have Tommy Edmonds.
You're not wrong. I would take Tommy Edmonds in a heartbeat. I would take Miguel Rojas in a heartbeat. I would take every guy on their bench in a heartbeat.
Because they know how to play. They know how to play. And that's this type of thing. When I look at our roster, is too rigid.
Yeah,
it's too rigid.
But
I mean,
my favorite thing about the Dodgers too is that you go down and Miguel Rojas doesn't have some 1,000 OPS, right? None of these guys are these high stat 900
they win
OPS,
games, man.
20 home
They
runs,
win
but
games.
They know how to win baseball games. And those are the guys that you need off of your bench, right? Let's see.
I mean, Tommy Edmonds the other day.
I was wrong. Tommy Edmonds is a 904 OPS.
He hit a triple to win the game the other game against the Phillies.
Yeah,
and
Miguel
at the same
time has a 731 OPS. That would be the third highest OPS on the Phillies. They just have guys that know how to win games. They have veteran baseball players on their bench that know how to win games.
And it's not, look, guys, it's not that we want to complain, but look at the numbers. The numbers do the talking.
Yeah.
The last team in all of baseball in on-base percentage. The concept of baseball is getting people on base and bringing them home. To score runs.
That's quite literally all that baseball is to get on base and score runs and score more runs than your opponent. That's all it is.
and then the other issue is the fifth starter, which you were mentioning. The last game they won was in May 18th.
Yeah,
that was 2.5 months ago.
It's not good.
It's ridiculous. So when we look at this as their priorities, just give me 1 second here. When we look at this, their priorities. Let's start with relief pitching, and I'll add Danny's comment here about a reunion with Jeff Hoffman. Look, it's a possibility. It is a possibility. I thought I'd put Jeff Hoffman there, but I didn't. It is a possibility that a reunion comes back, and it would be. He has a good arm. He's been inconsistent with Toronto. If Toronto would not trade him, if that's the case, but without a doubt, he would definitely be an intriguing arm. There's a few arms, including Hoffman, that I like. I like those arms, particularly in the postseason, like Luke Weaver, that can pitch you more than one inning. That the guy can go out there. Adrian Morejon, if we are able to get that guy, man, that guy throws 100 miles an hour and can pitch you 1.2 innings if you need to. I like those guys that can give you that flexibility because, in the middle of the playoffs,
you need them.
Bullpen wins games, guys. Bullpen wins games. We don't. Who are you going to bring? Bolin and Kerr to save the day? Alvarado was pitching better until he allowed a home run yesterday. That was a shot.
Yeah, and what the Phillies need to figure out is how much. What's your priority, right? And we talked about this earlier. It's if you want to go get a Luke Weaver, right? Luke Weaver would be incredible for this bullpen. It's going to cost you to get Luke Weaver. He's owed $11 million this year and $11 million next year, I believe. So he's under contract for next year. Hoffman's under contract for $12.5 million next year. Adrian Morejon, I believe, is a free agent next year. I think he's a rental. But you need to figure out how much you're willing to trade for a bullpen piece, right?
He could be the replacement of Alvarado in the future because Alvarado has an expiring contract. I'm thinking more of Morejon.
If you want to go get a guy that has control, Luke Weaver's the guy for me because
Luke Weaver,
he's had an
21 ERA.
Season.
The guy's stud.
Yeah, there's a lot of what's nice for them is that there's been some deadlines where it's felt pretty bleak. They have options, especially for relievers this deadline.
Yeah. Here are the names.
Oscar Budejen, I would take him in the bullpen in a second.
Me too.
In a heartart.
Me too.
A lot of guys on this list would
Kenley Jensen. You can get a guy like that. From Detroit or Cal Finnegan. I know we've had the opportunity to have him before.
Kyle Finnegan's been on this list every single year for the last 5 years.
Yeah, Pete Fairbank is a guy that is a very intriguing guy, but he has an issue, I think, with the cold weather and his fingers. Did you hear this?
Yes, I have. It's a pretty fascinating story. Don't love that. But he is a pretty good pitcher in the warm weather. But yeah, and
there won't be any warm weather around here. I can tell you that one.
No, there will not. They have to get a reliever. Like we said, they probably need multiple. They probably need to, because
this for me is the biggest need. This for me
is pretty obvious that they don't trust Alex McFarland yet, and that's fine, right? He's never pitched in AAA. Like I understand why they're a little hesitant. I think if you went into the playoffs with Alex McFarland as your third best righty, I think that's a major issue. But they don't have the luxury of having three guys that they can call up. They've made it known they're not going to call Gage Wood up. It's even though they haven't shot it down, it's pretty obvious that they're not going to call Gage Wood up for the playoffs.
I mean, the question is, all those guys are trade chips. I mean, that's the reality. I mean, if you're going to have the right, I'm telling you, Dave Dombrowski had this offseason, more than any offseason, is the offseason where you're going to know where this team is going. If this team is going all out because they believe in this window, or if they're going to go a little bit more cautious, like we've seen in the past, where they don't necessarily go out. Last year, he went all out. I mean, getting Durant, getting Bader, I thought Bader did a hell of a job. And look, we're probably going to get a reliever and a utility outfielder, potentially / utility outfielder. There's a couple guys here that I like. Here's the second priority. It'll be interesting. Look, Rauchman, out of all these guys, I like Ryan Jeffers. He's a contact guy. He's a good player. He's a good catcher. Rauchman is a stud. Rauchman is Ramuto. I mean, this guy can hit. This guy's a tremendous catcher. Goodman is a hell of a hitter. He's not a good catcher. And the other guys are, guys that are like in the back end of the story. But the top three catchers are really, really good catchers.
Yeah, the three names, honestly, for me in the outfielders category: Dalton Varsho, Taylor Ward, Heliot Ramos. Those are the three guys for me. I think Dalton Varsho makes a ton of sense.
I agree.
I think the fit
center
is there.
Good center fielder.
Taylor Ward is top 10 in baseball in on-base percentage.
But
that's what the Phillies need.
He's hitting 270.
Yeah, that's what the Phillies need, is guys that get on base. They have to find guys that get on base.
I was looking at Joe Adele the other day, and I was not impressed.
Yeah. That's another name that I think it sounds flashier than it is. I think it's a name because I feel like you see a lot of just like highlights of Joe Adele, but I just don't know how big of an impact he would make on a daily basis.
Look, this is my friend from Lo Bonito del Béisbol, is a friend of mine. Story.
He's right.
Look, he's a Mets fan. Believe it or not, he's a Mets fan. He's a Mets fan. So we got Mets fans in the house. Hey, welcome, brother.
There we go.
And he said, Antonio, look, this is an interesting name, Antonio Sensatella. Going back here to he's a guy that can pitch. He used to be starter. He can play multiple innings. He's having a very good season with the Colorado Rockies. Do I trust him against the Dodgers? To me, I put it this way: is Game 5? Do I trust his arm going out there? That's what we need. Do I trust his arm going out there and pitching against the Dodgers in a Game 5 of a National League Championship Series?
It's a pretty remarkable turnaround for Sensatella too, because he was like the bona fide worst pitcher in baseball for like 3 years.
He had Tommy Young. I think he had Tommy Young, and they fixed it. So.
He's had a big turnaround. There's names on there, like we said. There's names they can go get. But it's just I keep coming back to the bats. Like they just need to do something big. Like
this guy Willie Castro, he's a good on base guy. It's the type of guy that out of left field that could be potential a low cost smart acquisition, a utility outfielder, infielder guy, gets on base. Type of things that we were talking a minute ago, that some of the things that the Dodgers has. I wouldn't compare him to any of the Dodgers, but he's a guy that offers you a tremendous amount of flexibility.
Oscar, I got a question for you.
Yep.
Would you take a guy right now that's hitting 277 with an 875 OPS with 16 homers? He's only struck out 63 times. He has 11 doubles, 3 triples, and has a
How many RBIs?
And has,
How many
he's
RBIs?
got 43 RBIs.
I will definitely consider him.
You would consider him? That's Mickey Moniak. That's a name there that it's funny because I don't think it would ever happen. And I will say those home road splits away from Coors Field are pretty big. It's like a 300 plus difference.
He's platooning right now. That's how he's playing. He's platooning a lot. Look, I think Colorado is the first perfect play for the guy. I mean, he's hitting a number of rockets. So, look,
it's the career revival stadium.
Yeah, it's not the guy that I would bring here. But I think Elliot Ramos is a really good option. Dalton Varsho, even more than Elliot Ramos, even Dalton Varsho is a guy that have pedigree. I love the idea of the George Springer more than anything because of the winning experience this guy has. This guy has been with the Houston Astros and won World Series and has been with the Blue Jays last year, and you know what he did in the postseason. So I would love a guy like that, more of a rental type of a guy that getting in and out because his injuries, he's always injured. I mean, and Broxton is going to cost you Andrew Painter. It's going to cost you Andrew Painter, and it's going to cost you Gay Woods, and it's going to cost you a lot more. It's going to cost you a ton.
Yeah. Yeah, that one. There's a couple guys on this list that are going to cost you.
Yeah,
Hunter Goodman's going to cost you. Byron Buxton's going to cost you. CJ,
you want to check things up. You want to check things up. You'll go get an athlete Rushman, and you go get Byron Buxton, and we'll see what happens. I mean, but it's going to cost you a ton. I mean, and I agree with you. You need to be creative and include some of the guys that we currently have. But
yeah.
The beauty of the Phillies is that it has money. The beauty of the Phillies is that the team has money. And then here's the starter.
What's nice for them, too, really quick, is that they do have a lot of money coming off the books. So if they do get guys that are controllable, that they have Adolis Garcia coming off the books. They have Nick Castellanos coming off the books. They have some pretty good money.
But remember, part of that money went already to Luzardo.
Yeah,
and went already to Christopher Sanchez. And
they're going to be in a fairly good spot this offseason based off of money. Yeah, this is one too. I
think to me the Tyler Miley, the Brady Singers. I think you need to go there, right? Like a Tyler Miley or a Brady Singer.
I keep looking at Brady Singer. That name keeps coming back to me. That's a guy.
Even Sugano. Even a guy like Sugano, he's going to give you quality innings. He's not going to strike out a bunch of people, but it's a smart pitcher. That might be the type of way to do it. It's not going to cost you a bundle, and because everybody else is going to cost you a lot.
Yeah, they are. Yes.
Even Foster Griffin, I think he's going to cost a lot more than people think it is because the guy is having a tremendous season after learning how to pitch in Japan.
For sure. I would also a name I have been keeping an eye on is Mize from Detroit, Casey Mize. He's having a really good year. Yeah.
A lot of injuries in his career.
He's having a really good year. And that's a guy that, it isn't, he's a rental. So if he's healthy going into the deadline, that's, kind of a thing. You put the injuries behind you because realistically you need 2.5 months out of him. You need 2.5 healthy months. And after that, he's not your problem. So that's a name I keep coming back to too. The fifth starter thing for me is 100% a rental. And that's what I keep coming back to for that. I don't think you have any reason to look at guys that have control after this year, obviously, unless a good deal comes around. But I just don't like the Joe Ryans would be awesome, but I just don't, with the way you're built right now and your farm system and what you need, a good controllable starter is just going to cost you too much when I think there's good rentals out there that can get the job done for the next 2 months.
This is the big question that we're talking about. Because we're not winning the World Series because we have too many holes. Should we go in and invest in all these prospects? That's why I think we need to be creative and try to get the Willie Castros of this world and some of the lower name guys for lower end prospects.
They need
to try to run it.
2021 Braves approach. They need to throw a bunch of darts on guys that they hope can give them a good 2.5 months and just see what sticks.
And Robbie Ray, the same. What is it going to cost you, Robbie Ray? A Gay Woods? They're not going to give it to you for free.
Yeah, for sure.
And I'm not giving them Gay Woods. Gay Woods is much more valuable to me in the medium and long term than Robbie Ray right now.
And if it doesn't cost you a Gage Wood, it's going to cost you Arun Escobar.
Yeah, I mean, which could be the third baseman of the team next year. I mean, the way this is going.
Now, granted, Robbie Ray is a rental as well. So Robbie Ray may not cost you as much as Joe Ryan or a guy. And it's funny how much Scooble is going to cost teams, even though they're going to get him for a month and a half.
Look, I think it'll be very, very telling. To me, the trading deadline will tell us two things. Number one, how the team views the window.
Yeah.
If they go all out, they know that we're about to close shop unless we win the World Series.
If they go all out, they know this thing's slam lock shut.
Yes. Or the other option is, look, we're willing to go and play the big bucks. I mean, the big bucks game after the with what's going to happen next year. I mean, Harper, did you hear what Harper said to Mookie Betts in his podcast?
I watched, but I don't know what quote.
Yeah, well, Harper was talking about the CBA. He said, look, most probably we're going to lose game next year, so you won't be able to owe the full salary next year to players. So you could I love it.
They're gonna lose games next year, and I know that's not a topic for tonight, but they're not gonna play a full season next year.
Look what the Mets wants to give us. They want to give us Sean Manaea. No, thank you.
Yeah. What's unfortunate too is the Phillies open up on March 25th next year in Washington. That's my birthday.
Oh,
and
man.
I was already thinking about doing my first away series as a member of the media on my birthday, all opening day. And I just know it's not.
I thought you were partying, dude, in Washington all night long there.
There's no way they're going to play that game on March 25th. So that trip is out the window, basically.
Look, it's a tough one, guys. It is a tough one. I thought we had better windows, like 2023 to me was the perfect window. We had that thing and Kimbrel blew it. I mean, and also leaving him there. Right now it's complicated because 24, 25. We didn't make it happen. We didn't even pass the first rounds of playoffs. I mean, it's a very, very complicated scenario. Again, the team is the team capable? Yes. Is the team going to be able to do it? I don't know. It's a very, very quick question. Last comment here. Harper is hitting 250 at this point. Should keep his mouth shut for Harper, man. Hey, look. If there's one thing about Harper, I'll tell you this, guys. The guy gives his heart out, man. He's trying hard.
Yeah.
The guy tries every single game to win games. A couple more slides, and then we call it. So here's what's coming up next in the next 2 weeks. So we go to Miami. We play 3 games. Wheeler, Nola, and Luzardo. Great matchup for us. They have Phillips. I can't believe Phillips is now a starter for the Marlins.
Yeah.
Remember, the Marlins have lost the last 12 games, so they might be losing the last 15 if we're able to do our part there in Miami. Luzardo is from Miami, so I think, and remember, he used to pitch there. He went to school there as well. Then we go to Baltimore. We have the bullpen day, Keller, or whatever that is, Sanchez
Friday,
and Wheeler.
It seems like Friday will probably be Brian Keller again.
Yeah, that makes sense. He's
still on the roster. And
unless we make a trade.
Yeah. But if he wasn't going to pitch Friday, they would have sent him down for another arm today. So that'll probably be him. Whether he, starts the game or not, it could be an opener again, but that'll probably be him again. But
so Thursday will be off.
Winnable games. There's so many winnable games in this stretch. The Orioles, that's a winnable series. The Marlins, they've lost 12 in a row. And they've always they've hit Sandy Alcantara pretty well over the last few years. Early on in Sandy's career, when he was, up for Cy Youngs, they struggled with him, but they've actually hit him pretty well over the last couple of years.
Yep, they have. Look, I think we have this stretch is a nice opportunity for the Phillies to be able to win games, particularly against Miami, Baltimore, and Washington. Next, we have off on Thursday, and then the following week we play 4 games versus Washington at home, Monday through Thursday, and then we play 3 games against Toronto at home. That will be an interesting series. Toronto is playing for their life as well as the Orioles. So
they need to go a minimum 8-5 out of these next 13 games.
Yeah, I think this is the window. I think this is the window just to lock at least a wild card and don't have to worry about it. The other thing I wanted to mention to you guys, remember a dear friend of the family, John Foley, opened his store, Foley's, the Philly Sports Shop. It's a great shop. They have a book.
LeBron James shirts in there. If anyone
they
wants,
got LeBron shirt. I should have put the LeBron shirt there. They got LeBron shirts. The King gets here. Amazing, dude. What was your thought when this happened, dude?
So I think Oscar. I work for Ron Jaworski Golf. I work for all his golf courses. So my office is right next to Ron's office at one of our courses. And when I saw the tweet, I thought I gave Ron a heart attack. I screamed so loud, and I dropped my phone, ran out of the office. It was so funny too, because everyone at the course knew what happened. So you would just walk by people and they were like, LeBron. Everyone was going nuts. It's just crazy to think about. I said the other night, I don't know when it will sink in or I'll realize that he's a Sixer. I'm assuming it'll be either when the press conference holds the jersey first game, but I don't know. I don't know.
When is the presser? I can't wait for the presser.
I don't know if it'll ever settle in.
National TV, dude. On the presser. It's gonna be wild, dude. It's
gonna be freaking insane.
It's insane, and I love Jaylen Brown, man. The guy is a player. He's a scorer. Max is a scorer. I don't know. It's just he fits so perfectly with something we haven't had. I always say we cannot rebound. We cannot rebound. We need rebounders. We're leaving it all to Embiid. And look, Embiid cannot be healthy. Apparently, he's healthy as he's ever been. I hope. That's the thing too. Knock on wood. Knock on wood.
Knock on wood. But the nice thing right now is you have multiple guys on this team that can carry this team for a little bit. Having LeBron, Maxey, and Jaylen Brown, that can give Embiid some nights off, right? During Embiid's good stretches, you can give LeBron a night off. You can give Jaylen Brown a night off. They have the ability now to play this the smart way, right? Tyrese Maxey doesn't have to play 44 minutes a night anymore. They have so many different ways to win games now, because the last 8 years they've had 2 ways to win games. It's either an Embiid 40 bomb or a Maxey 30 bomb. That's the only way that they've won basketball games. And now they have 5 guys on their roster that can go out and get 25 a night if they have the ball in their hand.
It's incredible, though. It's got to be a scoring machine. This reminds me when Jimmy Butler came here, that we had that spell. It's still that shot, man. That shot is still hurting, dude. That shot in Toronto. That was the most painful shot ever experienced.
I didn't expect to be talking about that tonight on here.
Yeah, it was ugly. It was ugly. Hey, go to Foley on South.com. Get all the King shirt. He has the most selling there, as well as he has a book, Dancing on My Own, teaching your kid how to become a Phillies fan forever. So, you need to get that book as well. He has it back on stock. So, yeah, John does a great job. So, always like to back him up with all the great things. If you buy $75 or more, you get free shipping. So, look, again, cannot thank you enough, brother. Thank you for being here with me today. Where can we follow you in social media and some of the great things that you're doing right now?
Yeah, really just at Arcaini Luke on Twitter. That's really where all my stuff is. We'll definitely have a lot of articles, tweets, content out over the next week and a half. This is the push. This is the trade deadline push. It's the busiest week of the season, really. So
relief pitching. It's a outfield / utility guy. I mean, as a hitter.
You want to know the best part about this is mostly all of the trade deadline games are actually on the road. So able to be home. That's the nice part.
Watching the whole thing. I mean,
it will be fun. It will be fun. I just thought about this. Monday is the trade deadline. Or sorry, Monday, 6. August 3rd, not tomorrow, the Monday after. The trade deadline, I believe, is at 6 p.m.
I think it's 6. I think it might be 4. It might be 4. I might be mistaken, but it might be 4.
We'll be down at the stadium for the opening game for the National Series. So if it's anything like last year when they traded for Duran with about an hour and a half left, it's going to be an interesting day down there.
Look at this, man. I'm telling you that Kevin is something else, man. I thought today it's brief. It's brief. It was brief. It was brief. Hey, guys, Luke, cannot thank you enough, brother. Thank you. Do a tremendous job for Crossing Broad. Thank you for all your support, everyone. And we look forward to see you next Sunday at 8 p.m. We're going to have a special for the trading deadline. So it'll be wild. Maybe some acquisitions that already have happened and some that are about to happen. Let's see where the Phillies go. It's going to be fascinating, and we can't wait to share with you guys. Luke, again, thank you so much, man. You're the best, and looking forward to see you guys. Have a wonderful week, and God bless, guys. Take care. Thank you, Luke.
Yes, sir. Thanks, Oscar. See you guys.
Lanzamiento, aquí viene un batazo de Mundico entre right center field, la bola pica, se extiende, viene anotando Scott, empata el juego, también manda para la bola Turner anota y los Phillies se van arriba. Se prepara, Mundito en segunda, el lanzamiento, batazo profundo para el center field, la bola se va, Schwarber Bob, ¡campanazo! Aquí viene el lanzamiento. ¡Swing! ¡Y lo ponchó! ¡Ponche de Alvarado!